I look at these pictures and I say that Angel Reese does not want to be an athlete. Angel Reese wants to be a model. Angel Reese wants to be somebody's trophy.
Angel Reese has been making headlines again, but this time, it's not for anything related to basketball. Jason Whitlock didn't hold back, calling her out for what he sees as self-sabotage and questioning her commitment to the game. But what
has no interest in playing basketball, and that is the primary difference.
Did Angel do this time? Let's dive into it. Angel Reese, once considered a rising star in women's basketball, has come under fire for her New Year's Eve outfit. It wasn't just the revealing dress that got people talking, but the fact that she seems to be shifting her focus away from her athletic career to something more attention-grabbing. Have you seen the picture of Angel Reese from New Year's Eve? Let's just say it's a bold move that some would call OnlyFans-worthy. She's
seen the picture of Angel Reese on New Year's Eve. She barely has any clothes on. It's an OnlyFans
animal print dress that's more revealing than it is concealing. The neckline dipped lower than the Grand Canyon, and the slit was high enough to leave little to the imagination. It was an outfit designed to catch eyes, and it certainly did. But it wasn't just attention from the crowd she was after, it seems she was after something bigger. The internet buzzed with reactions, but not all of them were positive. Even some of her fans were shaking their heads. It's one thing to turn heads, but it's another when your fashion choices seem to overshadow your athletic career. Whitlock.
Her stomach out, with her presenting herself the way that a lady on OnlyFans would be presenting herself if she were
came out swinging, suggesting that Angel Reese might be more interested in striking a pose than sinking baskets. Do you remember the backlash when Shaquille O'Neal went on Angel's podcast and basically told her she needed to focus on her game, put on some shorts, and dunk the ball? At the time, people were upset. How dare Shaq speak to her that way? But now, with Reese's Instagram following growing faster than her on-court performance, it's hard not to question where her focus really lies. Is she aiming for a WNBA Hall of Fame career or looking to grace the cover of a magazine? Speaking of which, Reese recently landed the cover of Vogue. While some may see it as a huge accomplishment, others wonder if her priorities have shifted entirely. She's making waves in the fashion world, but what about on the
went on the Unapologetically Angel podcast and basically said, hey look, you need to put on some booty shorts and go out there and dunk the ball. That'll have everybody watch.
Criticism isn't just about Reese's fashion choices, it's about whether or not she's committed to the game. And frankly, it's a question that has a lot of basketball fans scratching their heads. Has Angel Reese traded in her basketball dreams for Instagram fame and magazine covers? It's a tough call, but this time, it feels like she's crossed a line, even for her most loyal fans. So, what's the deal with Angel Reese?
Go on that podcast and talk to this girl this disrespectfully. This is how Angel Reese wants to be discussed. And to some degree, tiny degree, I get it. She plays a sport that is really masculine, really leans into the whole LGBTQ thing, and Angel Reese is trying to lean the other direction. But she's gone too far, clearly.
Want to be influencers too? Or has she forgotten what it takes to truly leave a legacy in basketball? On one hand, Angel Reese has undeniable talent. On the other, her social media presence is so strong that she could easily transition into full-time influencer status. But is this shift coming at the cost of her basketball career? Jason Whitlock recently raised the question, does Angel Reese truly want to be an athlete anymore? Whitlock is just one of many critics questioning her commitment to the game. And this time, Angel's latest stunt might have taken things too far. But what exactly happened? Let's take a closer look. It's New Year's Eve, and Angel posts a bold outfit, a dress that left very little to the imagination. We're talking about a mocha-colored animal print dress with a neckline so low,
presenting herself in a healthy fashion, and I think at some point, people are going to start asking themselves, does Angel Reese really want to play basketball? It's a different form of the question that Charleston White is talking about. I look at these pictures and I say that Angel Reese does not want
slit high enough to start a conversation all on its own. This wasn't just a fashion statement, it was an attention-grabbing move. Angel likely expected the usual flood of likes and fire emojis. But instead, the comment section turned into a battlefield. Fans who once defended her every move suddenly started speaking out. So, what changed? For some, it felt like Angel was prioritizing being a supermodel or a trophy wife over being a serious basketball player. She's even been open about wanting to date an NBA player, someone at least 6 feet 7 inches tall. For some, this was confirmation that her heart wasn't fully in the game. Angel's social media journey has been a roller coaster from day one.
For a rich basketball player, she's already been on the record that she wants to date an NBA player and they need to be at least 6'7" tall. That's her whole game. That's her whole agenda. She's not a serious
of selfies, glamour shots, and sponsored posts. Now, it feels more like a reality TV show, with basketball playing a minor role. Her social media presence has definitely outpaced her performance on the court, and fans are starting to notice. Some believe she plays basketball simply because she's tall and athletic, not because of a deep love for the game. And that raises the question, is she falling out of love with basketball? Jason Whitlock
plays basketball because she's tall and she's somewhat athletic, not because she has a real love for the game. I'm sure at some point she did have a real love.
Any favors with her behavior. His take was clear: once the game started requiring a level of skill she doesn't have, it's clear she's falling out of love with basketball. It's hard to ignore that when Angel made the jump to the WNBA, it became clear that being tall and athletic wouldn't be enough to keep her at the top. It's about skill.
Requiring a level of skill that she does not have, I believe she's falling out of love with the game of basketball. That's what this entire first season of the WNBA was about, was like Angel Reese figured out, like, holy cow, I could get away with being tall and athletic in college and I could be a superstar basketball player in college. I got to the WNBA, and in order to be a real superstar, I have to have some level of skill. And I have
through so much, I've been attacked, I've been sexualized. But now,
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much, I've seen so much, I've been attacked so many times, I've been sexualized.
Protest sexualization one day and post provocative content the next. It feels like she's bouncing back her own missed shots. Despite the backlash, some of Angel's fans are still in her corner. They argue that she should have the freedom to express herself however she chooses, and that she's challenging the stereotype of the stereotypical tomboy, tough-as-nails female athlete. One supporter even pointed out that Angel Reese is bringing femininity to women's basketball, something fans have long wanted. But still, can that justify everything that's been happening? I've defended Angel Reese for her unique take on women's basketball. She's done something many of us appreciate: she's added an element of femininity that was previously missing in the sport. But has she gone too far? That's what more and more fans are wondering. As the backlash continued to grow, Angel responded in a way that
Angel Reese for bringing a femininity to women's basketball. People were tired of women's basketball players being very, very manly, presenting themselves as tatted up men rather than as women. But Angel Reese has clearly gone.
Singer, your life is yours. Yours, not anybody else's. It was a bold statement, telling the world that while she hears the criticism, she's going to live life on her terms. And while that's empowering, it also leaves a lot of people wondering, what's next for Angel Reese? Attention-seeking posts. Caitlin Clark's social media presence has been a study in focus and professionalism. Her Instagram isn't just about personal style or promoting her brand, it's a reflection of her identity as an athlete first. The difference is glaring. While Angel's social media moves may feel like an attempt to carve out a space outside of basketball,
fixing that jump shot, that heave from her hip is not going to be fixed. I don't care how many videos she puts out. Here I am working on my three-point shot, and they'll tie together her making 2, 3, 4 three-point shots in a row. But Angel Reese is not a skilled basketball player. She's never going to be a skilled basketball player. She's going to be a rebounder, and she'll continue to get exposed as a bad offensive player, and that
tied directly to her basketball career. It's about celebrating her achievements, connecting with her fans, and keeping her eyes on the prize, being the best player she can be. Let's face it, Caitlin Clark has become the standard for excellence in women's basketball. She's out here breaking records, winning accolades, and steadily proving that she's one of the best players on the planet. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is caught up in an identity crisis, struggling to balance her basketball career with her desire to be a model and influencer. It's clear that Caitlin has made her priorities clear: basketball is her focus, and it shows. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, Angel's Instagram hiatus. Fans were left stunned when she deactivated
on the basketball court, and so she's going to destroy Caitlin Clark in the looks department, in the, hey guys, look at me, I'm super feminine. And that's the lesson Caitlin Clark needs to learn from all of this.
Their heads. The timing couldn't have been worse. As Caitlin Clark's star continues to rise, Angel seemed to be retreating from the digital spotlight. Was this just a publicity stunt, a way to generate buzz? Or was it a sign that Angel is finally taking a step back to reassess her focus? The truth is, Angel's digital detox could be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it could be the breather she needs to refocus on her game and regain some clarity. Maybe she's realizing that the constant social media grind isn't helping her basketball career. Some athletes have taken similar breaks and reported being more mentally present and focused once they ditched the distractions. Less scrolling, more scoring, imagine that. But on the other hand, in today's world, social media is as important to an athlete's career as their actual performance on the court.
Someone in her inner circle needs to tell her no. It's one thing to pose for the swimsuit edition. It's one thing to model bikinis for whatever designer brand is popular right now. But it is completely different when you're exploiting yourself on social media for attention.